Hey guys, it's Hazel King. Welcome back to my channel, and I am back to review episode 4 of Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix. I could not stomach watching episode 5 and 6. It was hard for me to watch episode 4 because, excuse me, I'm just so over Meghan and Harry. I am so over them. But I do have a theory because I've been thinking about this. All right, so I've been wondering, when did she decide to embrace her blackness? And my theory is once she started dating Harry, it got out, it became public. She saw how the media was portraying her. She realized that they saw her as a black woman. I think she capitalized on that. I think she saw the racism spewing out of them, and I think she baited them to spew out more racism so that she could play the victim. And I think they fell for it. Because before she met Harry, Meghan did not embrace nothing black about her. But once with Harry, she is now embracing her blackness. She is now friends with Serena. When did they become friends? When did they become friends? Suddenly she's going to have this black choir sing at her wedding. I believe Meghan said, okay, since y'all want to say I'm black, I'm going to be real black with y'all. And I think she knew that they were not going to handle it well. So she got this black choir singing at her wedding. When I saw that, I was not impressed by it. I thought it was exploitative. It was cringy to me. And she mentioned something about it representing her culture. I'm like, that does not represent your culture, Meghan. You're really just trying to piss off these white people. That's what you're trying to do. And then I was thinking about like the Oprah and of course Serena. Why did y'all attend this wedding? Were y'all just riding the wave, this moment, this Black Princess historic moment? Like, why y'all there? Did y'all know her prior to dating Harry? I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate, but it was just real cringy for me seeing them at the wedding. And then it was also cringy for me when, of course, she had Archie and she was pregnant with Archie. They showed this clip of Whoopi making a statement. He may come out looking like me. Not on your life, Whoopi. Not on your life. And then this other black guy was like, we got a black prince. And so it's just, it was too much. It was too much. So all of the comparisons to Diana was getting on my nerves. They were getting on my nerves. I get it, Harry. You see Meghan as Diana. And another theory. I have so many theories. So I have a theory about this whole Diana Meghan comparison. I think Meghan knew Harry had, I don't want to say mother issues, but an attachment to his mother. He lost his mother really young. And I think Meghan took advantage of that. And she decided to not necessarily feel the role of his mother, but feel that persona. She decided to become that for him and not for his benefit. It was really for selfish reasons. She really wanted to be seen as the new Princess Diana. I spent most of this episode just really being annoyed with Meghan, but towards the end, she had my sympathy. She had my sympathy because she was mistreated in the media. They compare the articles written by Kate, written about Kate versus the articles written about Meghan, and it was obviously racially charged. It was very critical. I mean, the wild part is the articles were basically judging the same topics as far as like what she was wearing, how she looked. Kate was getting rave reviews in the articles, whereas Meghan was being torn down article after article. And like Harry said, if you don't see the difference or you don't see the problem here, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm of the same sentiment. Like if you can't acknowledge that there was a difference in the way she was treated versus the way Kate was treated, you are not being honest with yourself. You are not being honest with yourself. I know some would say that she had it coming because she was a nasty person. She she left her daddy for dead and all of this stuff. Yeah, she was all of that, but I really believe that the media's beef with her was because she was biracial. I also believe that the royal family, like Harry said, plant stories, they leak stories, they trade stories, they do all of these things. And it blows my mind that people don't want to believe that about the royal family. I don't know, maybe they're just so caught up in their status in society, or this fantasy that they were appointed by God. I don't know what it is, but it's obvious that there are some issues over there. I'm gonna leave it at that. Some issues over there. I won't go on my rant. I won't go on my rant in this video. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. All right. So, like I say, the media built her up and then tore her down. Um, they did the Australia tour. They had a lot of popularity over there. The media was loving them. They were eating it up. And they mentioned that this caused the royal family to be jealous. I believe it. We know Diana said Charles was jealous of her when she was getting all of this attention. He was jealous. That's a fact. Diana said it, so that makes it fact. So I don't understand why people would not believe that William, Kate, and maybe Prince Charles was jealous of this attention that her and Harry was getting when they were out on tour. Now, what I did not like is when Harry said something to the effect that they were doing their job better than them, meaning he and Meghan were doing their job better than Kate and William. I don't know. That didn't sit well with me. That sounded very egotistical. I mean, just because you are popular in the media does not mean you're doing a better job. You're getting more attention because you're new on the scene, but that does not mean you're doing your job better. I wouldn't go out on that limb to say that. So when he said that, that kind of perked my ears up. I'm like, okay. So and then so she was pregnant during this tour, and so she finally has the baby, right? And she's still out on tour with a 4-month-old. And at this point, the media is tearing into her left and right constantly. The poor girl, and I have to admit, I believe her. I feel sorry for her. I do believe I would never question someone's mental health issues, right? You got She's a newlywed. She has a new baby. She's in this new family. She's in this new country. She's doing all of this traveling. And at the same time, the media is ripping her apart. I would have mental health issues too. So Meghan was upset that the royal family, did not want her to get help. They were all concerned about the image and what it would look like. And like Harry said, instead of them asking what's wrong with this institution and what we're living with, they were questioning what's wrong with Meghan as opposed to looking within. And that's a real thing. Um, so I don't understand when people, they want to chalk everything up. They want to chalk all of these claims, all of this hurt up to Harry and Meghan just wanting fame and attention. Um, I don't like that conversation. I don't like that conversation. Like even for me, I don't like Meghan at all, but I can see this for what it is. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Black woman and I've experienced some things in my life. And I don't want to make the blanket statement that white people don't understand, but I think a lot of them don't want to understand because it's in direct conflict with their beliefs. So it's easier to just disregard it and say, oh, they're lying. But I feel bad for her. Also, we saw Meghan out on her first, I guess, charitable project with the immigrants that were displaced in the fire. I thought that was beautiful. I feel like what she did for them was amazing. You could tell that they really appreciated. I got the impression that they were disregarded in the past. The lady mentioned that they were living in a hotel for 19 months. So I'm like, 19 months, nobody found them housing. No, there were no attempts. That's too long to be in a hotel, especially considering the reason why they were displaced, right? Um, they just, nobody cared. That's the impression I got. Nobody cared about them because they were immigrants. They did mention that the fire was due to possibly safety hazards in the building, and those hazards were not addressed due to budget cuts. And we all know that the less fortunate are the lowest on the totem pole, especially when it comes to enhancing their lives. They're not prioritized when it comes to government spending. Um, but Megan, I think she did a good job of getting in there, getting involved, elevating that cause, putting it in the spotlight. I really wish Megan would have focused her energies on issues like that. I really believe that she could have accomplished, she could have made a difference over there. Um, but I'm not going to put all of the blame on her as to why things happened the way they did. I don't think anything was going to change over there. Even if Megan was the perfect wife, mild mannered, humble, even if she was a mirror image of Kate in her, I guess, personality and her persona, the fact that she was mixed race, Megan did not stand a chance over there. She did not stand a chance over there. And she was ultimately going to have to leave. Which brings me to Harry. Harry has always been like the black sheep of the family. Harry, I don't think he was ever into the requirements that was placed upon him as a royal. I believe he was predisposed to be the one to break out and do his own thing. I think if it were not for Meghan, I think he would eventually transition out of the family, but I think he would have done it quietly. So you bring Meghan into the equation. I think it was the perfect storm to catapult Harry to make the decision. I don't want to deal with this, and you cannot blame him because living that life where you are constantly controlled, you really don't have any freedoms of your own. The media owns you. You got to play ball with them. You have no privacy. No one should have to live like that. So the royal family, they have my sympathy when it comes to that. But like I say, I feel like Harry was going to quietly exit that family with or without Meghan, but adding Meghan to the equation that just made it more abrasive, and it expedited the timeline in which he would have done it. So I know everybody wants to put all of the blame on Meghan, but I think Harry was on that trajectory anyway. Maybe not as abrasively as he's doing it now, but I think he would have left the family. Okay, so we get into this whole the birth of Archie, right? They really expected Meghan to be at that same brown door at that same hospital on the same day she gave birth. They had that expectation. And when she did not live up to that expectation, they were pissed. And I don't blame Meghan. I know the Brits probably feel like, oh, she's just a witch. She knows she could have did that. She didn't do it. Therefore, she's a bad person. I don't blame her. I wouldn't have done it either. If y'all had been harassing me and doing me as the way that they did her throughout her pregnancy, before her pregnancy, I wouldn't have gave you that money shot either. I would not have given you the pleasure to, number one, tear me down in my most vulnerable moment, because they would not have been kind to her. They would have totally disregarded the fact that she had just had a baby hours earlier. They were going to tear her down. But it was just the audacity for me to expect that picture and that location at that time. Like, get real, get real. So yeah, I do believe that Meghan intentionally did not give them the picture. And then she did give them the picture, 2 days later? They was pissed about that. So she was damned if she do, damned if she don't. So I don't blame her. I wouldn't have given them the picture either at the time that they wanted, at the location they wanted. The hell with them. I wouldn't have done it either. So the last thing I want to talk about is this documentary that the royal family was filming during one of their tours. I think they went to Zimbabwe. So the royal family is doing a documentary, and Meghan has a vulnerable moment after the journalist asks her how she's doing. We see her break down. We see her be honest about how she's feeling, right? And it's so crazy that the royal family had total creative control over this documentary, yet they chose to release that clip, I want to say the same day or the next day, and then have the audacity to be mad that she said what she said in the clip. Now, y'all had creative control. This is y'all's documentary. Y'all could have edited that out. So it's quite obvious that it was intentional that they wanted to put it out. They did. I don't even think the documentary was finished, and they already had that clip ready to send to the press. So you have that clip of her being vulnerable, being honest about what she's going through mentally, emotionally. The media chews her up about it. You know, they are basically claiming she's fake and she ain't really going through all of that. And then you got the royal family pissed that she's being vulnerable and real. To me, that was a setup by the royal family, an obvious setup, because they did not have to release that clip. They could have edited it out. Was the documentary even finished when they released the clip? It's crazy how they pounced at an opportunity to make her look bad. And that's not her fault. I believe that girl was going through that stuff. I could not imagine being in that position under those demands fresh after giving birth. I couldn't imagine. That's unimaginable. Even with my strong dislike for Meghan, I have to say that was very unfair and very hard to watch, to be honest. So now we're at the phase of the episode where I'm feeling sorry for her. I'm really feeling sorry for her because that was a lot. And so the episode ends with Harry basically saying something has to change. So I'm assuming the next two episodes will be about their exit from the royal family. I've seen a few clips online. I think Tyler Perry is on there. Serena's on it. Back to Serena. When did Serena and Meghan become such close friends? She was at the baby shower and everything. The only black person, by the way, at the baby shower. I'm gonna do my Googles and I'm gonna find out how long they've been friends, because that seems very convenient that now you have the one black friend, the first one as an adult that we know of, and it's Serena Williams. It's very cringy. And then I saw online there was a clip of Tyler Perry talking about how they wanted him to come to the christening of their second child, their daughter. Apparently, he's the godfather. Again, here go Meghan. She's being opportunistic. Tyler Perry, of all people, that is so random. But I did say this will not be a Meghan rant, so I will not start that. I'm going to end this video now while I'm ahead, because the more I talk about Harry and Meghan, the more I want to give Meghan all of the smoke. I'm not a fan of Meghan. I'm not a fan. But anyway, y'all, I will see y'all on the next video. Will probably be tomorrow, because I'm committing to begrudgingly watching these last two episodes because I am so over Harry and Meghan. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.